Okay, Ty, the stream is live now and your host back again. You can make me a co-host.
I'm on it.
Thank you so much.
Okay, you're co-host now. Tag.
Thank
We
you.
should have people popping in soon.
Yes. I'm going to start the recording as soon as the people are in.
Sounds perfect. Oh, excuse me. Big old yawn. Hi, Fabiola. Glad to have you joining this morning. Hi, Deborah's not there yet. Hi, Deborah. Good to see you.
Hi. Good morning. Glad to be here.
Ah, here comes some more. Hi, Josephine. Hi, iPad.
Okay. Hi. I got to get that fixed.
I wish I could tell you off the top of my head how to change it. You can actually do a rename right now by clicking on your three dots. And there's an option to say, use this moving forward, but it's rare that Zoom actually honors that permanently, no matter what that phrase says. But you can set it in some of the other settings. You might chat in with our Kevin, our TA. He might be able to advise you how to make it permanent. Let's see. Hi, Corley. Okay. Hi, Carol. Oh, I like this one. Hi, KFSUWI949413. How you doing today? I don't think I'm going to remember your name. Hi, Virginia. Oh, Virginia's not there. Hi, Karen. There's my Nancy iPad lady. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to say iPad equals Nancy. Okay. You joined while I wasn't looking. Okay. I think somebody has other sound coming in. If you could put yourself on mute.
She's one of those child stars in that Disney era too that you didn't hear about.
Tell you what, I'm going to put everybody on mute, but I'm going to set it that you can turn yourself off.
Mary, you're not even doing anything. You're just sitting there. Well, I'm pushing buttons.
Okay, I'm muted, everybody, but you can unmute yourself if you want to speak up. Welcome to Tai Chi. We got a good group this morning, a little smaller than usual, but you know, that actually works out better because I can tailor what we're doing a little better with a smaller group. Do I have anybody who's here for the first time? If so, could you just click on chat at the bottom of the Zoom window? Not chat, I'm sorry. Click on reactions and maybe give a thumbs up to tell me this is your first class with me. Oh, cool. No first time. Oh, Janet, I knew we had somebody first time. And Virginia. Okay, good. It's always good to have some newbies, but it's better if I know it. So thank you for coming for the first class. Let me get the slides going, and especially for you newbies, it'll explain a couple of things. So you should be able to see my slide deck now. And my name is Ty, which I'm going to get to in slide 2. And this is Tai Chi. And no, you don't spell my name T-A-I. My name is T-Y. I'm not that Ty. We're going to be doing a gentle moving meditation practice. It's from the Sung style or Sung school, S-U-N, of Tai Chi. And what we're practicing in this beginner sequence is parts 1 and 2 of a 30 form sequence. I call it here 1224 because parts 2 consist of learning 12 forms and then learning them in 2 directions, which add up to 24 forms. And someday I might add 6 more forms. It's called part 3, and that ends up being our 30 forms. So you can call this a 24 form or a 30 form sequence. Right now we're focusing on parts 1 and 2. Today we're going to practice parts 1 or part 1. I'll get into that in just a minute. Again, I said my name is Ty. I live in Florida near Orlando in a city called Lake Mary. It's just a northern suburb of Orlando. My background, I was educated at the University of Georgia and Georgia Tech in biology, psychology, and computer science. My career consisted of some stints in the federal civil service with the DoD and the USDA Forest Service. And then eventually I moved on to medical centers where I went into management. And from there, I went into consulting, where I traveled around to medical centers around North America and UK, teaching how to use their data better, more wisely, exploitation of all the data they have in their very complex database. And then I retired from that. And in my retirement, I get to enjoy my practices of Kundalini Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Tai Chi, and therapeutic Qigong. And not only do I get to enjoy my practice, but I get to share some of that with you. At Get Set Up, I teach Tai Chi and I teach Kundalini Yoga. Today, I'm here to guide you through the Sung style Tai Chi forms that I mentioned earlier. And my job is basically to help you learn the mechanics of the practice, teach you some of the basic principles or guidelines of Tai Chi. And then over time, I hope to help you expand from the simple mechanics of movement into a deeper meditative practice of Tai Chi. So that's my goal. We're on getsetup.io, a great platform, great people, because they bring us all together so we can learn useful skills from each other. I teach you, you teach me, because I may be attending your class later today or your interest group. So feel free to propose that you have an interest in something and you'd like to lead an interest group. Come on board. We want more people teaching interest group. Or if you want to teach a class, just contact help@getsetup.io and they'll advise you. Now, for today's class, ideally, I can see you. You have your camera on, because my observation of what you're doing helps me understand what I need to say, how I need to direct, what I need to do. Feel free to unmute yourself and ask her something during class. We can't hold long conversations, but if it's just a suggestion like, why don't you demo to us facing away from us? Or, gee, can you put some light on your feet? Feel free to speak up, because I'm human and sometimes I don't see the need at that moment. But if you have the need, it's important to me. So speak up and interrupt. Or you can put in the chat box for Kevin, and Kevin will yell loudly and get my attention. If you didn't make it in class today because it was booked up, and I don't think we booked up today, but there's always the option to come and watch the class on live stream. But the best way is to register and join us in the class. Now, please understand that there's no advertising on Get Set Up. It is not paid to promote any specific product or service. No matter what I say, no matter what I mention, it's not promoted by Get Set Up. Now, this is the important slide. I'm expecting you to have talked to your doctor already, whoever your provider is, and gotten their advice on what restrictions you may have in movement practice, especially if you have a health condition or maybe you're taking medications. I've yet to find a doctor who said, do not do Tai Chi. If they knew what Tai Chi was. If they don't know what it is, then they might be confused. But if they know what Tai Chi is, most doctors highly recommend it to all of us, no matter what your limitation is, because movement, gentle movement, is good for our health. It's good for our medical systems. It supports the doctor's needs in supporting us. When we move, we get healthier. That's a simple equation. But your doctor's rules, when they advise you, are priority number one. No matter what I'm talking you through, you honor those limitations of the doctor first. We have some simple objectives in Tai Chi. We want to develop more integration of mind and body. We run through life very quickly, and sometimes the body's moving without the mind, or the mind's thinking about tomorrow while the body's driving a car. We're out of sync. We want to learn more how to get that mind and body back into integration. And we do that with breath and movement. Improve the balance. We have a tendency to slump or lean. It's just human. Well, you do yourself an advantage when you use good posture. So in Tai Chi, we promote postural alignment. We also promote body awareness. Be aware of where your body is and what it's doing. It helps with falls or helps prevent falls. We have an objective of decreasing the effects of stress, and that comes automatically through calm of your mind. When you slow down and you focus, you become more calm and you initiate that important relaxation response. We want to slow down. We want to experience life in the moment, which means enjoy life in the moment instead of just speeding right by it. Tai Chi is done slowly. It promotes us carrying that through to our daily life. We want to be healthier. Who doesn't? Tai Chi helps the body to work more efficiently because of that gentle movement. When you move, even gently move, you make systems in your body work better. Sometimes it's a matter of just making the system work at all by moving. We have 3 basic forms that I teach people in the Tai Chi, why it's great for seniors: the universal posture, the Wuji, the commencement form, and the open and close. We will be using those today. I'm not going to teach them in detail today. If you haven't been to my intro class, why it's great for seniors, do stop in one of those classes and you'll get a little bit more detail and experience and exposure to these 3 forms. Today, we're going, like I say, we will be using these today. Don't worry about it if you haven't been trained heavily in them, because I will talk you through it. But today, we're going to be dealing with part 1, single whip. And today we're going to be practicing it to the left. A couple of weeks ago, we were focused on the right. Today, we're going to focus on doing single whip to the left, which is focusing on open and close, single whip left, open the curtain with the right hand, wave hands in the clouds, open and close, and then the closing. So that's our agenda for today. The full 24 forms is a lot more extensive. This is just 6 of the forms, but we learn them in pieces and then we put them all together. Brush the knee is part 2. I was working on brush the knee left last week. Probably next week, we'll work on brush the knee right. This is the important slide right here as far as understanding Tai Chi, because this is our guidelines. Every session, every practice time you go into Tai Chi, this is what you need to be considering. You need to be considering being mindful in your movement. Consider slow movement. How slow can you make your movement? How flowing can you make your movement? Postural alignment. Stand up straight. Keep the neck and the head and the back in one straight line. Move the torso together in sync. Weight separation. The balance of weight on left foot, right foot. Getting your weight firm on one foot before lifting the other foot. Breath awareness. Breathing at all times. It doesn't have to be heavy, no panting. It's just a nice, comfortable breath. And being aware of that breath so that you don't forget to breathe while you move. Integrated movement. You want the eye, the body movement, and the mind to all work together. As the body moves, or as a hand moves and your eye follows it, the torso is moving. So it's all integrated. And you'll see what I mean in the session. Active relaxation. I love this phrase. We are active. We are moving. But we want to do it while being relaxed. We don't want the body to tense up. If you catch the neck tightening or shoulders tensing or arms stretching, come back in and soften it. Relax while you're being active. And then the mind-body principles. We practice, first of all, to build a mind-body connection between the mechanics of movement and all these other guidelines. You want to get that brain-body connection mapped firmly in your mind so you don't have to always think about the mechanics. And then the other mind-body principles of, well, basically all the guidelines above us are mind-body principles. We want your mind and body to work in sync, and you want to carry that forward into your daily life. Each class I will bring up one of these and kind of focus on it. Today, let's talk about active relaxation. I may have already detailed it enough, but basically you want to integrate mindfulness with physical relaxation. Simultaneous awareness of all parts of the body. Boy, that sounds extensive. Don't sweat that day one. you want to be mindful of your body. You want to be mindful of your breath while you're moving physically. You may not be aware of all parts. Maybe for a moment you're thinking of how firm the 4 points on my feet are on the floor. Maybe the next moment you're thinking of moving my right hand and how that feels. Maybe the third moment you're thinking of your breath. That's fine. This is how we do it. And then eventually it all starts coming together. This involves being alert and calm at the same time. Doesn't sound very relaxing, does it? But it is. But it comes with practice. You have to practice in order to bring this all together. And it promotes energy moving through the body. In Tai Chi, the words Tai Chi stands for movement of energy. The Chi is the energy or your life force. We want to move energy through your body. So with that being said, it's time to do a little practice. You can come standing. I'm going to be standing, but you can do it seated, or you can stand with a chair nearby just for support if you need it. I always have a chair not too far from me if I need it. And I often will touch the wall if I feel out of balance, because I do have balance issues. You do what serves you best. Feel free to sit and stand at will, go back and forth if you want to. Sometimes standing for the whole practice, it might be too much on your knees. Have a sit, sit down for a while and do some of the practice seated. Give those knees a rest. Wear loose fitting clothes, something comfortable, and a clean pair of shoes I recommend. I call them indoor shoes, but I use inexpensive Tai Chi shoes. I'll hold them up for you in just a minute and show them to you. I always like to demonstrate those in case anybody wants a pair. And I recommend that you have water available. We want to stay hydrated during our practice. I get dry throat quite often. You guys see me drinking from my water bottle all the time to stay hydrated and keep my throat wet. Now, let me stop the share, move some things around, and we're going to practice some Tai Chi. Let's see. Oops, didn't grab that window. Today's TA is Kevin. Some of you have already introduced yourselves to him. Feel free to thank him and make him feel appreciated for the help he's giving us. 9 p.m. Malaysia time. Cool. I love being worldwide. Isn't that great that we all get to come together from all around the world? That is so cool. Okay. Let me get a little music going. Okay, I'm coming standing. Oh, let me put my shoes on before I do that. For those of you who are interested in what Tai Chi shoes look like, they're very flimsy looking, very lightweight. I got mine on Amazon or maybe eBay. I think it was Amazon 8 years ago, and you can see they're still in good shape. Cost me $12 back then. They're a little softer than tennis shoes. You can practice in tennis shoes. You can practice barefooted, whatever serves you. Just make sure you're stable in whatever you choose. The nice thing about these shoes is they're tough enough to give me the stability to do the motions, but they're soft enough to be very comfortable. And it also triggers me mentally that, hey, it's time to do my Tai Chi. Now, let's do the official Tai Chi greeting. Bring your left hand together. The fingers are side by side, and that stands for friendship. Ooh, dry throat already. Bring the thumb in to show humility. The right hand is force or aggression or power, because there is power and aggression in Tai Chi. But the power and aggression is covered and maintained by friendship and humility and respect. So thank you all for joining me. That's the official greeting. Let's talk Wuji for a moment. I'm not going to go into too much detail like I do and why it's great for seniors, but Wuji is our standing posture. Your ankles should be hip width apart. I need a drink. One moment, please. I'm prone to allergies. So hip width width apart or maybe a little wider. There we go. Your shoulders are basically over your hips. Your shoulders are soft so that your arms basically drape down. No tension there. Just let them soften. Take your chin and tuck it maybe a 1/4 inch. That's going to straighten your neck. We want to straighten the lower back, the lumbar region, and to do that, we just take the tailbone and drop it about maybe a 1/2 inch, and that rotates our pelvis a little bit and straightens the lumbar vertebra. And it's easy at that point to sink in the knees a little bit. In Sung style Tai Chi, we use soft knees at all times, but that does not mean like this. That is not what we're doing. It's literally just soft knees. And if after a session your knees are sore and it's uncomfortable, then go a little lighter next time. Maybe do part of the practice seated until you build up your knees. If they're actually pain, then you need to be careful and maybe do the whole class seated. Maybe your knees are just need a little build up before you do the standing practice. Wuji, our universal posture, is a relaxed pose. So when I say come to your Wuji, just stand tall, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, and soften your knees, soften your shoulders. Nice. We'll do commencement one time, and then we'll pass it by as we do the practice for the rest of the session. But commencement is just rotating your shoulders, soft wrists, soft elbows. Drop your hands. They come toward your belly button as you're drawing the letter U. Bring your weight to the right foot and step out with the left foot. See, that's a safe step. While your weight's on the right foot, your left foot is free. Bring your weight to the left foot and step forward with the right foot and elbows down. And then an open and close is just separate the hands and close. For you newbies, don't worry about that. Just make sure you attend Tai Chi, why it's great for seniors, and we're going to really detail the commencement form more, and we'll practice it more. I'm just cutting it out of these sessions to give us more time to practice the 6 pieces of this sequence. But we will start this practice with the open and close that just followed the commencement form. So it's open and close. That's our starting point today. Let me demonstrate to you what we're doing today. It's called the single whip left. You bring your weight to the right foot. You turn 45 degrees to your left and step out. A small step, putting down your heel and then your toe. So my toe is pointed 45 degrees, and that automatically pushed me into turning my torso to 45 degrees. You turn the hands away and push. I'm sorry, let me just demo and then I'll detail. So open and close, single whip to the left. Open the curtain. Wave hands. Waving hands in the clouds. Open and close. Let me do that backwards for you. So I have my hands at the open and close form, and I open and close. Single whip to the left. I turn 45 degrees and push out. Open the curtain. Waving hands in the clouds. And then an open and close. That's what we're going to detail and work on today. So let me get back to where I was giving the detailed instructions. Come to your Wuji. Remember, Wuji is stand tall, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, soften your knees, relax your shoulders. Breathe into your belly. Nice, soft, relaxing breath. Your hand is on your belly button. You should be able to feel the belly coming out on an inhale and relaxing on an inhale. So from your Wuji, bring your hands up to the open and close. Open, stand a little taller. Close, sink into those knees. Single whip. Turn your torso 45 degrees to the left. Take that left, put your weight on the right foot. Take your left foot and turn out at 45 degrees and then bring your weight onto the left foot. Now, turn your palms away. There's an invisible curtain right here, and you're just going to push that curtain away. Perfect. Let's come back in. Open and close. Single whip to the left. Turn 45 degrees and step out. Heel toe. Get braced on that left foot and push the curtain. Now, it's easy when you push the curtain to lean into it. Hold yourself back from doing that. You want the back to stay straight. Good posture. No, none of that leaning. You will do it on occasion. Just correct yourself when you do it. I do it still. It's just human nature to want to lean into it. But we want to correct that and keep good posture. So open and close. Single whip to the left. Turn 45 degrees and push an invisible curtain. Nice. Now open the curtain. You're going to take that right hand and you're going to start separating the hands, leaving the left hand where it is. Just move the right hand as you turn your torso, and your eyes follow the back of the right hand. Open the curtain. Nice. Let's bring that hand back and let's do that again. Weight's on the left foot. The hands are together off to your left. As you separate and you turn the torso, notice how your weight starts to leave the left foot and comes over to the right foot. So now that your weight is on the right foot, you can safely lift that left foot and bring it back to join the right foot. Beautiful. Let's do that again. Come back to your Wuji. Open and close. Single whip left. Turn left, step out and push. Open the curtain, separating their hands, following the right hand as your weight comes to the right foot. Bring in that left foot to join the right foot. Now, here's the fun part. Take that left hand and we do what's called a swoosh. It just kind of swings down and comes somewhere near the right elbow. So just swing it down. That's a swoosh. That's a very distinctive movement. That Sung style is the swoosh. Yeah, beautiful. So, we're standing with our hands apart. We're facing the right hand. Left hand swooshes down. Now, this is the tough part, so let me really be slow in detail about this. For the next movement, we need the hands to trade places. So basically, the left hand comes up and replaces the right. And when you do that, notice how your torso twists into it a little bit more. That's natural. The left hand comes up and takes the right hand's place. Left hand comes down and points toward the left elbow. So that's your switching places, switch hands. This seems to be the hardest part of this sequence, is getting used to switching hands. The low hand goes high, the high hand goes low. Yeah. So let's go back to the open the curtain. We've got the curtain open. We're facing the right hand. Left hand swooshes down to the right elbow. Then it comes up and replaces the right hand, and the right hand comes down and points to the left. That's it. Oh, you guys got that so quickly. Now your weight's still on your right foot, so step out to the left, one step, and you're going to rotate the torso with the eyes following the left hand. With your weight on the left foot, bring the right foot in to join. We're going to do another switch hands. So the right hand goes up to replace the left, and the left comes down to the elbow. Notice how it turns you into the twist a little bit more. Then you rotate back. Beautiful. Switch hands, step out to the left, and rotate. Every time you rotate the torso, the weight in the body is shifting from one foot to the other. Bring the right foot in to join the left, switch hands, and rotate back. Step out to the left, switch hands, and rotate. Bring the right foot to join the left, switch hands, and rotate. We do 3 of these in the practice. Now my eyes are looking at the back of my right hand, and I've twisted to the right. Now I take the left hand and I raise it a little higher than the right hand, and then I turn the torso back to front as I bring those hands back into a open and closed position. Yeah, that final movement is basically just a little flare in the left hand as it flows up, and then the right hand sort of follows it back to the center. It feels good to do that little flowing with the shoulders. Wonderful. Let's do the whole sequence. Tell you what, let's actually use the commencement form. So find your Wuji, stand tall, relax the body. If you're not used to doing commencement, just hang in there. Rotate the shoulders. Draw the U down toward your tummy. As the hands come up the chest, bring your weight to the right foot and step out with the left foot. Bring the right foot to join the left, and your elbows come down. We do our open and close. Single whip right. Bring your weight to the right foot, step out 45 degrees to the left, and push the curtain. Your weight's on your left foot. Open the curtain. Bring the left foot in. Swoosh that left hand down to the right elbow. Switch hands, step out to the left, and rotate. Switch hands, bring in the right foot to join the left and rotate back. Step out to the left, switch hands, and rotate, following the back of the left hand with a soft gaze. Bring the right foot in, switch hands, and follow the right hand as you twist with a soft gaze. Maybe you're looking past the hand. Step out to the left, switch hands, and rotate, keeping a nice straight posture. Step in with the right foot, switch hands. This is the last movement of our waving hands in the cloud. Left hand comes up with a little bit of a flare. You rotate the torso back to center and open and close. Nice. So come back to your Wuji. Bring your hands to heart center for an open and close. For a single whip left, bring your weight to the right foot. Turn your torso to the left 45 degrees and step out. Palms face away and you push the invisible curtain. Remember, you never reach more than 70 or 80% of your reach. Open the curtain. The right hand separates from the left and the eyes follow the right hand as your weight comes to the right foot. Bring the left foot in to join the right. Left hand swishes down to the right elbow area in general. Step out to the left. Switch hands. Left hand goes up to replace the right hand. The right hand comes down to the left elbow, and you rotate. Right foot steps in to join the left. Switch hands. Rotate back. Switch hands. Step out to the left. Step in with the right, switch hands, rotate back to the right. may even feel like your hands are pushing through thick clouds. Switch hands, step out to the left, rotate back. The thickness of the clouds actually slows down the hand movement. Switch hands and rotate back. If you visualize that thick cloud, it really helps you want to slow down. Left hand comes a little higher than the left, adding a little flare as you come back to the center for an open and a close. Now I'm going to turn my back to you. Some people find it easier to follow if I'm facing away. Some people are just tired of looking at me. So either way, it accommodates you. So find your Wuji. Bring your hands up to heart center. Open, separating the hands a little bit, pulling that energy ball wide. And then close as that energy ball pulls the hands back together. Sinking in the knees. Single whip to the left. Bring your weight to the right foot. Step out 45 degrees to the left and push the invisible curtain. Weight's on the left foot. Open the curtain by watching the right hand and turning your torso to the right. Weight is shifting to the right foot. Bring in the left foot now to join the right. Bring the left hand down and up to the elbow to swoosh. Replace that take the left hand and replace the right hand and bring the right hand down. Step out to the left and rotate, watching the back of the left hand. Step in with the right foot, switch hands and rotate back. Step out to the left, switch hands and rotate. Step in with the right foot, switch hands and rotate. Step out with the left, rotate. Switch hands, step in with the right and rotate for our final. Left hand comes high. Back to heart center for an open and close. Now the open and close, you heard me mention energy ball. I always envision that there's an energy ball rotating between my palms. And so when I do the open, I'm stretching the energy. I also stand a little taller. I straighten my legs a little bit. I inhale and then I exhale. As the energy ball shrinks, I bring my hands a little closer together and I soften my knees. So it's kind of a whole body movement. But it's also a point of relaxation because as you exhale and sink in the knees, just relax the whole body, brings you back into your Wuji. Inhale and exhale. I find it probably the most relaxing of any of the forms. The reminder to come back to your Wuji. Okay. So let's start with commencement. So find your Wuji. We're going to do the commencement form this time. I'm going to do commencement to the side so you can see a little bit more of the angles, and then I'll adjust. So from your Wuji, commencement form, rotate the shoulders, soft elbows, soft wrist. Your hands dangle just a little bit, but when they get up, they float a little higher than the arms before you start down. Sinking in the knees as your hands are coming down. They come toward the belly button, or what we call the Dantian energy center. And then you shift the weight to the right foot as the hands come up the chest. That frees up the left foot so you can step forward one small step, heel toe. Get your weight on that foot and you reach forward about 70%. Bring the right foot to join the left and you bring the elbows down. And you open and you close. Single whip left. Turn the torso 45 degrees to the left. Step out, touching the left heel and then the whole foot. Bringing the weight to the left knee. Turn the palms away and push the energy curtain. open the curtain by separating the hands and following the right hand with your eyes. Your torso is twisting with the hand. Your weight goes to the right foot. Bring in the left foot. Push down that hand. Replace the right hand with it. Bring the right hand down. Step out to the left and rotate. Soft eyes, soft movement. Bring in the right foot. Replace the left hand with the right. Bring the left hand down and rotate back. Step out with the left. Your weight is on the right foot. You're rotating. As you rotate, your weight is shifting from the right foot to the left foot. So then it's safe to lift the right foot and switch hands and shift back as your weight goes back to the right foot. Step out, shift hands, and rotate. Nice straight posture. Step in, switch hands, and rotate. I've lost count. I don't know if that's 2 or 3, so I'm going to do one more. Step out, switch hands, and rotate. Bring in the right foot and rotate back. Now we get to do that little flare with our hands, where the left hand comes a little higher. Come back to heart center for an open and a close. Waving hands in the clouds is a great one to practice, because I tip people off. You don't have to stop at 3. Just find yourself a room with some space and then just keep doing it across the room to some nice slow music. I'm going quickly just to demo. And then get to that wall, you can just turn around and go back the other way. If you can do 10 or 15 or 20, it helps you build that brain-body connection of the movement, so that when you do 3 of them, you don't have to think as much about it. The first thing you do is learn the mechanics, and then you slow it down after you've got some of the mechanics ingrained in your mind, body, in your brain. Let's do it again. I'm going to turn my back to you again, but I'm going to start facing you, and then I'll switch around with my back to you. So I love dancing around the room that way. So find your Wuji. Let's do the commencement. Commence. Draw your U shape as your hands come down to your belly button. As it comes up your chest, weights on the right foot, step out with the left, reach forward, bring the right foot to join the left, and then the elbows come down for your open and your close. Single whip left. Turn your torso to the left and step out. Turn the palms away from you and push the curtain, keeping a nice straight back. Open the curtain, following the right hand with your torso. Your eyes are watching the hand, your torso is turning. Weight comes to the right foot. Bring in the left, swoosh down the hand. The left hand goes up to replace the right goes low, and you step out to the left, and waving hands in the clouds again, going to your left. Weight shifting to your left foot, so you can bring in the right foot. Switch hands. Each time you switch hands, you twist into your torso just a little bit. Switch hands and step out and rotate. Switch hands, step in and rotate. Switch hands, step out and rotate. Step in, switch hands and rotate. Nice little flare at the end with the left hand. And you come back to center for an open and a close. And when you're through with your practice for the day, just allow the hands to float forward a little bit and close. This is just a formal closing to kind of tell your mind and your body that you just finished your practice. I need to shake it out a little bit. That's just a personal thing. Come seated. Okay. like that music I had on today. Let's see. Kevin is posting some very useful information. Oh, is it Jayanthi? And you're from India. Fantastic. Good to have you in the group. So we got Malaysia, we got India. I bet we have somebody from UK too, because usually we have somebody from UK. And then probably a bunch of people from North America. I love the international flavor of these sessions. It's so nice to meet people from around the world. Okay, let me get up my slides again. And you don't care to see the chat window from my view. Let me get rid of that. Okay, just to summarize, Tai Chi is a slow, mindful movement practice, especially the Sung style. Now, I say Sung, but if you see it printed, it's spelled S-U-N. But Sung style is probably one of the most slowly practiced mindful version of Tai Chi. They're all slow and mindful, but some of them have more aggressive movements, leaps and jumps and things. We don't do that in Sung style. We stay slow, mindful, balanced in our movement practice. Now, the class time when we come together is when I share with you the mechanics. I want to teach you the forms. I want to teach you the sequence of the forms. And then eventually we hope to start pulling those sequences together. But for right now, we're learning like 6 forms in a sequence, and we're learning 4 different sequences, two sets of forms, and each one of them to the left and to the right. So that starts us with 4. And so you'll learn that in class. Hopefully you'll choose to practice a little out of class. Even 5 minutes a day will make a big difference. But if you're someone who doesn't want to practice outside of class, don't worry. Come to class. Just do it with me. I get people even in face-to-face classes. I used to teach a class near my house, and nobody practiced between class. Everybody just wanted to do it during class. So, I mean, it's your class. You use it how you want to. But if you do choose to practice, you're going to build that mind-body connection more quickly. That's the only difference, is how fast you build it. You don't have to use music, but I always do. My practice always has music. And I recommend, if you do use music, just use whatever music that you find relaxing. I actually like some classical music. I like some nature sounds. I love the Asian formed music I find online that was designed by somebody just for Tai Chi, which is what I was playing today. That came from YouTube. And now I hope you'll take some of this information and share it with someone else. Maybe bring a buddy next time, or tell a relative about it, or you probably know somebody who could really use it. Thank you for coming today. Get set up. I can't command, not the right command. I can't compliment Get Set Up more. It's a great organization, great model for offering these classes. They bring us together so we can learn from each other. They bring us from around the world, and they do it in a business model that allows us to offer these classes for free. It's kind of a win-win-win, in my opinion. So if there's an experience that you have on Get Set Up that you're willing to share, please go on social media and tell others about it. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or the other option, email your experience to Liz, Liz at getsetup.io. Liz is our social media expert, and she will put your experience on the blog. So tell her what you care to share, and please share, and she'll take care of it. Now, there's other classes that Get Set Up that are also about being slow and healthier, and just mindfulness in general. And one of them is Qigong. Qigong is the basis for Tai Chi. In Qigong, you actually learn individual exercises that are designed to be healthy for a specific purpose. Qigong in China is actually often used as a medicinal practice, not just therapeutic, but some hospitals include Qigong. Well, along the thousands of years, some masters of Qigong decided to put Qigong into series of flowing sequences and call it Tai Chi. So Tai Chi is more focused on the overall experience of doing multiple forms versus doing one form at a time and going, this is good for your kidneys or this is good for your heart. Tai Chi is good for the body. And I like that concept, though I'm also a Tai Chi practitioner and teacher too. Tai Chi is nice because I'm a Qigong teacher is what I meant to say. Tai Chi is great because it's overall health. I teach a class called Tai Chi for Beginners. You're in it right now. Teach it multiple times a week. Please come back and join me often. We will work on these 24 or 30 forms for quite some time until we're all pretty good at practicing. And then we can learn how to mix and match it, because you don't have to do these in only one sequence. You can take the part 1 left, then do part 2 right, part 2 left, and part 1 right, and then repeat them. You're able to build a quilt of pieces that flow into a longer form or a longer sequence. I also lead something called Tai Chi Shibashi, which is a form of Tai Chi that is not as flowing, but it's 18 exercises designed to work out the whole body. So we do 18 exercises. Each one we repeat 6 or 10 times, and then we do them in a certain order of those 18. So there's your sequence. But you don't have to memorize the sequence. You don't even have to memorize the form. You come to class and just follow me each time. It's almost like a follow the leader type practice. So don't worry about memorizing or learning or remembering anything. Just come join. We'll do some warm-ups. We'll do our 18 Shibashi movements, and that's a nice, gentle workout, but you're going to know you moved. Shibashi will make you will know you moved and you accomplished something. You'll feel good for it. Usually you leave the class smiling. I also teach Kundalini Yoga, which my first class on Get Set Up is a week from Friday. It'll be taught primarily for chair yoga, but I teach chair and mat both. So if you're in my Kundalini Yoga class here on Get Set Up and you're on a mat, tip me off at the first of class, and I will make sure that I give good descriptions for chair and mat. I teach this class for chair and mat in person to person, in-person classes all the time. I just need to know on Zoom that you're using a mat. So just tip me off. Or maybe you're a person who wants to use the chair for some exercises and the mat for some exercises. Kundalini is a little different than Hatha Yoga, which most people are used to practicing. Kundalini was designed thousands of years ago to be therapeutic. It's more than just, hey, let's go to the gym and do exercise. It's designed to be therapeutic, the same as Qigong is. So if you haven't done Kundalini Yoga, please come give it a try. I'm going to send you some class notes today after class. It'll give you a summary of what we did today with single whip to the left. And it's also going to send you the detailed description of one of the forms we did today. We did open and close. Well, actually, we did commencement. We did open and close. We did Wuji. Then we did single whip to the left, open the curtain, and waving hands in the clouds. So one of those forms, I will send you a written description of. Each class, I send you one written description, then they will start repeating, but eventually you get a collection of all of the descriptions to help you in your home practice. Most important is this little give feedback button on the notes. We need your help. We need to know what to change. We need to know what to grow and what's not working. So when you click that button, you're going to get this little box, and it'll come up with 4 stars for rate your session, 4 stars with rate your guide. I highly recommend that you practice taking your cursor up to that 5th star and clicking it. If you do it on both of them, it's really good practice. So don't hesitate to practice to move that up to 5 stars. But in all honesty and truthfulness, if you want to change it to a 1, 2, or 3, go right ahead. I understand. But please give a comment if you don't give all stars. We need to know what it was that made you rate the class low or rate the guide low. And if you rate it high, please make a comment. The powers that be do reviews these, and they do help us plan what classes to do next or what changes to make. If you have just a suggestion in general of how Get Set Up works or something else you'd like to learn, there's a box there for you putting it there. Maybe you want to recommend I want to do knitting while fly diving. I can't even say that. Skydiving. Do knitting while skydiving. So if you want that class, you can recommend it here or any class. And then you click done. There will also be 3 links sent to you about other classes you might want to try out. Sometimes it's just curiosity stuff. Maybe you, like in this example, fun games to play. I tried that on one of my notes I received from a class, and I just had a blast playing the games. So you might want to try some other classes that are just recommended there. Just click on the link. It'll take you right to registration. The Get Set Up community is growing. It's growing fast. But part of that is because you're spreading the word. We're offering more every day. New things are be adding because of your recommendations, but it's also growing because you're telling people about it. Also, get involved. If you can teach, if you love skydiving and knitting at the same time, you're going to be shocked how many other people do too. So you could lead an interest group on that. Only thing you have to do is have it scheduled, and then you get to click on the button, open the session. It's easy. No, it's not difficult at all. And then you just lead the conversation, say, who else, what kind of knitting do you do while you're skydiving? If you're curious to see how an interest group works, just attend one and you'll see how everybody just jumps in, and it's a great conversation. I attended one a few weeks ago on vegan cooking, I think it is. And I got some great recipes. So it's a great learning experience, great sharing. Consider hosting an interest group. And as I said a minute ago, suggest a class you'd like to see on GetUp. Maybe you want more Tai Chi classes. Maybe you want a practice class where we don't do as much teaching, but we just practice all these forms that we've been teaching. If so, go in there, send an email to help@getsetup.io and say, I'd like a class where I get to just practice Tai Chi instead of have it constantly taught and detailed, but we'd like to just practice what we've learned. If you're associated to a government organization or a community organization or a senior living facility or with an assisted care facility, send us their contact information to help@getsetup.io. We would like to reach out to them and see if we can partner with them, because that's how we grow. We have a contract with the state of Michigan. We recently signed a contract with the state of New York, and we're pursuing contracts with Medicare in some of their Advantage plans. This is how we grow and offer more to each other. Today's session was recorded by our dear TA, Kevin. And if you will email help@getsetup.io and tell them you'd like a copy, they will give you the link of how you can get a copy of today's session. And you can use that to practice between classes if you like. Okay. How are we doing on time? Oh, we got a couple of minutes. Let's see, what have we got in chat? Oh, Pat Moore said, thanks for the class. Thank you, Pat. The class is you showing up. Thank you for coming. And Coralie, thanks for the relaxing Tai Chi and this mind-soothing music. I like that too. And just before your bedtime in Malaysia, good time to practice your Tai Chi is just before bedtime. Pat, so glad came this morning. I was doing it all wrong last night, much easier today. It's okay to do it wrong. Come back and you'll learn a little bit each time. I know a lot of it gets thrown quickly at you. Don't panic if you do something what you consider wrong. But my logic is, if you're following the guidelines and you're not doing anything dangerous, like off balance, you're monitoring your weight, you can't be doing your Tai Chi wrong. Relax into it and enjoy the movement. Start learning the guidelines and slowly pick up the mechanics, and you're practicing your Tai Chi. And each session we'll just tweak it a little bit more and a little bit more. And then we got Jayanthi from India. We got Coralie from Malaysia, of course. And then Kevin wrote that to change your name permanently, log into your Zoom account on the website and update the account name from there. So that's great advice to all of us. If you want to make your name change permanently, do it outside of a session and just log into your Zoom account and go into the settings and update the account name. Thank you, Kevin, for posting that. Okay, anybody have any questions? Or if not, I'm going to do a little promo for Shibashi and tell you, if you haven't done Shibashi, please register for one of my Shibashi sessions and come give it a try. You're going to find it a little bit different than the sequence we do here. The sequence there is just a little bit more doing exercises and just following me instead of learning what I'm doing. With that being said, I think we're out of time. So I'm going to tell you goodbye till I see you again. Hope to see you again soon. I know I'm recognizing some of you so often. It's wonderful. And you new people, please come back again. Give it some more effort and repetitive. It's repetitive. You got to keep doing it to really pick it up. But everything that that's worth knowing takes a little bit of challenging effort. Be good. Take care of yourself, because if you want to take care of your loved ones, your friends, even your neighbors, you got to take care of yourself first. So I'm going to see you guys soon. Take care.